Today, my mom is going to tell us about freezing chocolate chip cookies. When I was a kid, we had 6 boys in the house and a little sister, and she would freeze about 4 dozen chocolate chip cookies. And what you do is you cook them, and you put them in an empty ice cream bucket, and you stick it in the freezer, and that's how you freeze chocolate chip cookies.
I'd like to make chocolate chip cookies, but it seemed like the whole family and the neighbors like to eat them. They like to come to our house and get a chocolate chip cookie. I used to always have them. I don't know how often I made them, maybe even more than once a week, but they turned out pretty good.
So why do you have an ice cream bucket?
I used to fill one of these with chocolate chip cookies. We've eaten a few of them. Yeah, I put it in these containers because they held a lot and I could freeze them.
Uncle Brad wrote, "Is that the last bucket Mom made before the last child left the house? Or is she still freezing cookies? That is, how old are those cookies? Next time I come home, I'm checking the freezer."
So we had neighbors, and everybody loved my mom's chocolate chip cookies. And sometimes when they were warm, before she froze them, she would have them on the counter or hide them in a drawer. But here's a story about one of the neighbors.
Well, like I said, the neighbor kids like to come and get a cookie. But I was taking a nap with a couple of little ones, and I woke up and walked quietly down the hall and found one of the Taylor kids had snuck in, knew right where to go, what drawer those cookies would be in. And he had a cookie in his hand, and oh man, when he saw me, he lit out the door so fast.
Uncle Brad wrote, "Frozen cookies require a great deal of care to eat. I always suspected that Mom froze cookies so we would take longer to eat one, and that way her cookies didn't disappear in one day."
Uncle Brad wrote, "Mom's frozen cookies predated microwave ovens, so one had to eat them frozen. If you left them to thaw out, such as on the counter, it would go missing before you had the chance to eat it. You learn to bite carefully on the cookies so as to retain all your teeth."
Once, my little sister, was helping to make chocolate chip cookies, and she ruined the whole batch.
You're not going to tell a story about the
No.
one little kid that went in the...
My mom's going to tell the story.
Jill was about 2, so she was going to help me make some chocolate chip cookies, and I always used a mixer to make chocolate chip cookies, and she was standing on a chair and leaning over, watching the dough spin around, and she leaned down and her hair got caught in the mix of the blades and it pulled it right out. She had a spot about that big right here where she didn't have any hair. It just pulled it right out. Oh, I was so upset. I called her dad, and he had to come home from work.
The house was full of screaming, crying ladies from the Relief Society and the Sunday school, and I told them all go home.
Anyway, he had to take us for a ride, get us out of here. And it took me a while to get over that. I thought that she was going to be bald on that spot for the rest of her life. Thank goodness it grew back in. But that was one batch of chocolate chip cookies that we didn't get to eat.
Another time, my sister was making chocolate chip cookies, and we had chickens in the backyard. and she cracked the egg, and let's just say it was not a fresh egg, and that ruined another batch of chocolate chip cookies.